It's a big week. Let's chat. You know the drill. Grab your pen, grab your notebook, and let's see what's new. Okay, so on the 13th, Sunday of August, we had Venus go from a evening star to a morning star. And what does that also represent? It also represents a new 4 year to 8 year cycle in your love and career life, right? So, what does Venus represent? Love, career, passions, what brings you joy, all of that amazing things. Like what is meaningful to you, right? So this is shifting your story. It just started this week. It's such a positive influence. But then on top of that, we're now like getting into this more like masculine type energy of going after what we want, because an evening star is more feminine, and or evening point, I'm sorry, is more feminine, but then the morning point is definitely more masculine, go getter, like rise and shine, right? Like you get up, you get things done, very like very go get it. So that's masculine. So over the next 4 years, expect to just have this drive about you. When you want something, you're going to get it. Doesn't matter about anybody else. It's what you want, right? Which is awesome because it's like sparking you again, this new chapter, going after what you truly want. And what else is really interesting about this week is we have, well, also that date, on the 13th, we hit the midpoint, 20 days in. It's always 20 days and 20 nights of, or I'm sorry, 40 days and 40 nights of Venus retrograde. And we hit the midpoint of 20 days in. So that means we're on the other half now. But what's interesting about that, which I really wanted to talk about too, is what are you observing? What has come up for you? What is that internal talk you've been having with yourself? What exciting things have been happening for you, or what not so exciting things have been happening for you where you go, this isn't really my jam, this person's really not my thing, I don't know, I can't just wait anymore for things to turn around. It could just be a whole lot of things, like this job doesn't align with me, a whole bunch of things. So what's coming up for you? What have you been thinking about? What has been triggering you? What has been empowering you? What has been your reason in the morning to get up and get ready, right? Like, what do you want to change? What have your themes that have been coming up? What are they? And how are you feeling about them? Good, bad, and different. Everybody's different. But I want you to be very aware that we're at this point where we're supposed to see them, right? And this week especially, and I'll get into it in a minute, why you might notice more so this week what's going on internally or even around you. But it's time to really take all of that in. And the rest of these 20 days of Venus retrograde, it's time to really take account of going, wow, I've really seen this. What do I want to do differently? How is this working for me? How could I change it to benefit myself and others? Like, it's very much, what's your belief on love? What's your belief on kids? These are very Leo themes. What's your belief in career and entrepreneurship? What is your belief system? And is anything not aligned anymore? Or are things showing up for you going, wow, what an opportunity. I never saw that as a possibility, right? So it's really time to take all of that into account and the next 20 days implement it, or behind the scenes work through it, right? Like start a journal or work with a therapist. It might be a little confusing because we have Mercury going retrograde, so things you're thinking and speaking might not come out how you're really feeling. And just how they hear you too could be jumbled, or there could be a little like whoops on the communication where they didn't understand what you were trying to express. So it's really a time to just do the inner work, right? Or put your foot down on things and go, let me try something different, right? So how can we implement our feelings over the next 20 days and then onward from that, right? So it's big. It's big. So make sure you're taking the time to just see, what are you noticing? It's time to revise, reflect, review, all those words, right? Anytime there is a retrograde, especially with Venus, and then Mercury, we're already in that period. You can tell by my video, I'm sure, by like some of my speech is a little blah, blah, blah. But that's what it is. So you have to slow down, and really revise what you're working towards. What are your beliefs? Is there an old system that you realize you're really not, like, that's an old story that does not align with you anymore? Probably. So it's a big turning point. So make sure you have that date down. Okay, on the 15th, we have Sun and Uranus in this beautiful square. And then on the 16th, we have Leo, the only Leo new moon of the entire year, and it's powerful. Why is it so powerful? Well, not only is it Leo and Leo season, but we also have a Mars-Uranus trine on top of the square that just happened the day before. So we're having this, like, this is a week of shifts. Uranus is all about shifting and bringing things to light, and the change maker and the awakener, right? And it's about to go retrograde at the end of the month. So this is like bringing the stuff out that we didn't know. And Leo is obviously like the performer, the one in view. So think of politicians in view, actors, actresses. There's going to be something that we didn't know that is just going to come out, and we're going to go, wow, okay. Obviously, we know nothing about these people, and how we feel about it, whatever, is an individual thing. But it's just going to be all these things that we don't know about that can come out. Now, also on a personal level, this can be any any secret that comes to light, even with yourself going, oh my gosh, I never realized like how stubborn I am, or people are reacting really big right now, like all those nicknames people give people. So you kind of get what I'm saying, but it's such a intense time that you might not have even noticed how you act. And so you can go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I do this, or so-and-so is not who I thought they were. Like, I cannot believe I listened to them for so long. Like, who are they? And I don't know them. And so it can be family secrets coming out, truths being told in any form. So however it affects you, just know it's supposed to help you for the long run. This is supposed to help you make decisions best for you. It's also supposed to wake us up and go, bigger picture. We don't know anything about the truth because they hide the truth. And you can take that how you want that, but there's a lot of aspects to, there's a lot of asteroids anyways, I should say, that have to do with health and healthcare, and maybe something that I'm not going to get into it, but the intervention of medicine and how it affects people, like secrets can come out. And it's a lot to do with crazy weather. I mean, it's already happening now, but it's only going to get more intense with this period. But this week is so like shaking beep up. That's what it's doing. And it can be really exciting because it's even stuff that's been keeping you held back. You didn't even know it. And all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I can make that change. That's no big deal. Like, why have I let that, put me on, a waiting platform for so long? Like, all of a sudden you're just going to have this go-getter energy. It's all going to shift. But there is a lull at the end of the month, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about this week and how these energies are going to like really affect us over the next 6 months, right? Because new moons are the start of a 6-month cycle. So with this Leo new moon too, it's really going, What do I want to do? So think of, like I talked about, it's about kids. What are your beliefs on kids, on love, on entrepreneurship, on your work experience? What brings you joy? It's literally those questions. Where do you have joy in your life? Which was really funny because the other day I got this message and they were like, what are you doing to have fun? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what a Leo question during Leo season. And I just loved it. I'm like, what a great question to ask, like just talking to a friend, and I'm like, I really love that. So I want to ask you, what are you doing to have fun? Do you have fun anymore? Like, are you getting out? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you just doing the motions because life has been heavy? Like, what is it? What is it? You have to be truthful. Like, do you love your job? Does it give you the joy you used to have when you first started? What is it? What's your why? What's everything? Do you love your partner you're with that you committed to? What changed? What do you need to have more joy? Is it with them or is it without them? Some people are making big adjustments. And again, like I talked about with Venus retrograde, there can be a lot of makeups and breakups, but then at the end there can be like big breakups, especially in September. But this is a time to realize it. So this week is huge because now you're making the idea that goes, this doesn't bring me joy, or this brings me joy, and I'm not waiting anymore, right? So you might see people make really dramatic decisions with that Uranus shakeup going, I'm just doing this. And you're like, well, okay, it's your plan. Do you have a plan? Or are you just really excited right now? Because that's the energy it is. So as we move forward, this week is really going to open our eyes to the unexpected. It's also going to open our eyes to our own unexpectedness and our own truths, right? Because you can't hide everything. And with all these shifts happening, we're only going to become more aware of the lies and the hidden truth and the reality, right? So again, I really want you to get on your health game. I'm throwing it out there again. Get on your health game. September's got some shifts. I'm not really excited about it, but I want to make sure everybody who listens to this can hear my call to, like, please put you first. Your health is most important. I've been writing my like mind, body, soul thing every day, and I feel like body has been the biggest thing because everybody's been getting sick, and I don't want that, and I'm not going to get that. And how do you do that? It's like you have to really like plan for it. So I want you to kind of get in the same mindset. Like, how are you taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul every day? And it might be out of alignment for a little bit because there's such an emphasis on body right now, and I can only tell you that because of what I have seen. But yeah, so really get things lined up. Okay, so let this new moon in Leo really go. It's all about I, right? So I need to do this for me, because Leo's all about passion. Like, what do I need to do for me? It's all from the heart. Make decisions from the heart. I need to get healthy for myself, for my future, for my kids, for my family, whatever it is, for my job. It's like you want to travel and you got to be healthy to travel, right? So make it a priority. And then obviously soul and mind, that's very important. But there's this really big emphasis on the health of your body. And then mentally, we're going to need to get on track too, because there's a whole bunch of craziness that we might witness as truths come out. So really get the priorities going. I hope that gave you some ideas of maybe to how to handle your own life in the next couple of weeks, months, years, it depends. But with life coaching, we've been really, all of us have been really honing in on what we need to do just to feel good, right? So on that note, I'm sending you so much love, and I hope this week is as magical and fun as it could be. And I hope it's only positive news that you hear. And anything you hear on the larger scale, learn it, take note, don't let it affect you. We're not hearing the whole story anyways. We never are. But see how it affects you, because again, it's the next 6 months. What do we have to look forward to? that's just a little highlight and a preview. So until next time, bye for now.